Welcome to another episode of Simplifying Social Media. Today's guest I'm super excited for is Noelle Guthrie of Guthrie Real Estate with Keller Williams Fresno. Thank you so much for coming on today.
I appreciate the invitation. Super excited.
And Noelle's a super special guest because I've actually been managing her social media for almost a year. So I'm super excited for this conversation to kind of see both sides of it. So let's just jump right in. Let's start with talk a little bit about your team size, your production. What does that look like on your end?
So I will talk a little bit in the past and then currently too. So last year I broke out on my own halfway through COVID, and I instantly got a full team in place, minus out the buyer's agent. And we were right at 15 million in volume, just by myself. And then this year I have a buyer's agent and myself, so 2 active members and 3 admin, including marketing. And we are rounding out really, really, really close to 20 million in volume.
Dang. So. And about how many units is that? Just so, because you're in California. So
that's my little board up there. Our goal is 75 units. Right now we are on pace with pendings and active listings that are going into escrow by the end of the year. And sold, we are right below 70. So
wow.
So close, we could do it.
I know. And you're busy right now. You keep texting me like, new listing, new listing. So that leads me into the next question is, what role does social media play in your lead generation?
So I see it differently. So I have every form of social media. Sometimes I hide them more than others. A lot of people don't know about my fun side of TikTok. And then my Instagram is more of like my business side. My whole family is from Mississippi. And so a lot of me being able to connect with people is through Facebook. And so I feel like each variation, if you follow me on all 3 platforms, you're going to see a different side of me. They're all still me, very much so, but it's different forms of it. And I feel like that's important because you have different audiences, right? And so to me, it plays a huge part because 1, they get to know the true you in any asset of it, right? If they want a more business driven, alter reality style person, that's going to be your Instagram. It just happens to be, right? It's very Instagrammy. That's why it's all picture based. Facebook is more of like your blogging and whatnot. And then TikTok is the funny stuff. Like, it's just me. I'm quirky. I'm funny. I love Christmas. Like, that's just me. And so you get like a different variation of it. And I feel it's important for clients to know who they're truly working with. And all of my clients end up becoming family or friends anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They're going to see the true me. So I don't really hide any of it. So I want them to see some of that. Most of the time, I friend my clients on Facebook. So then, and whatnot, so they can see me and we can connect. And I use it for reaching out to them for client events and inviting them to partnerships or do whatever that we're doing.
Are you finding leads coming through on all 3 platforms?
I am finding leads coming through, especially on Instagram and Facebook. More so on those 2 than TikTok, just because my TikTok's my private account. Nobody really knows it's there. I guess now they will. It's kind of my private account. And so, you know, I've pulled that one a little more true. That one's a little bit more risque sometimes. You know, it's the funny stuff like me and my husband laughing at songs or whatever. So, but yes, we do. And we do get leads a lot from Facebook, especially because we don't post just to our business page. I share from my business page to our farm pages as well. And that's where a lot of it comes into play.
And is that something that you have a connection with somebody who manages the page, or how did you get that set up?
So I've always shared directly from like my personal page, because I did not always have a business page. I didn't have one until 2020. I was 100% against it. I've been in the business since 2015. And I said, you can't have a business page. Like, that's ridiculous. So little old me. So I created my business page in February of 2020 on Facebook. And I now post on there and share from my business page on all of our listings. Hey, look, there's another local listing, or hey, look, there's another local sold. something to that sort. So it makes me
Gotcha.
the local expert.
And are you seeing the leads coming in via comments, via messages? What does that look like?
Typically, you'll start to see them. They'll start to like your post first, and you'll see a pattern. And so a lot of times I'll go in and I'll message them on my personal account as a, hey, thanks so much for liking our post on our business page. Feel free to like our page to get any more updates in the local market. And then if they don't like it, then I go and find them on Facebook and I friend them. It's stalker status, I know. You go and find them on Facebook, and then you invite them to like your page or do something to that sort to engage with them. And then from there, you'll start to see them interact more. They'll be starting to see the post more and whatnot. And then eventually it becomes either into a comment or into a private message. Most of the time, if people want to sell, it's going to be a private message. So 90% of the time, because they don't want everybody knowing their business, especially in today's market.
Yeah. So talk me through, because you have admin, you have yourself, and then you have a social media manager. How do you balance who does what? Like, what does that look like? How do you guys all come together as a team to make that work fluidly?
So the social media manager or marketing team puts out the engagement and the content and posts our production and what we're doing and tags local businesses and all of that, right? That's their goal. Then on our admin side, our admin is inputting anyone who's a new contact on Facebook or Instagram. If we have a common contact, so in our data bank or database, whatever you want to call it, if I have a telephone number and a name that matches that person, they'll confirm, is this the same person? And if I say yes, then they will pull their birthday from Facebook or email or anything that is on there and directly put it into their contact into our data bank. And then that way, what we can do, and then they'll reach out and say, hey, can we get your address so we can send you a little birthday happy or something? So then that way we can get more of their contact information. From there, we send everyone a personal birthday card that we handwrite. Every single month we do them on the first for the following month. So that way they're getting them at the start of the month. And then they get something personal from us. And then we also have the social marketing team personally post on Facebook to every single birthday as well, because we don't always get everybody's address. And so we want to make sure that we have that engagement as well. So, and we get a lot of little comments, thank you, thanks, or, private little messages or whatnot. So, and then on the personal side, I like to go in and I will comment into at least 5 people's pages per day. And a comment is better than a like. I'll go through and like a bunch of stuff in the morning, but I want to comment, oh, hey, that's really cute, or something to that sort, at least 5 words or more. So then algorithm on Facebook says, hey, this person's important, and they engage a lot. So then it pushes me out more. It's weird. Facebook's weird.
Yeah.
You get the algorithm. It's there.
It's there. It's not going anywhere.
Nope. So, and then anytime that I see somebody sharing, I instantly put, thank you so much for sharing our listing immediately. And I do that from the business page. And then I also like it from my personal page. That way we're good.
Would you say that social media is your main source of lead generation in 2021?
It is one of the biggest pillars. So a lot of our business comes from online leads because we do Facebook market via Keller Williams offers a great deal on Facebook ads. And so we run Facebook ads like nobody's business on all of our listings. And it works. And so, and it's super cheap. And so a lot of our business comes from that for all of our buyers. And then we do community involvement, I would say, is just in general blanket. My husband is involved in that. He's one of our top vendors or referral partners. And now he's not licensed, so he doesn't get a penny out of it. But no, his company, we've taught them scripts. So that way they know, hey, if somebody calls for propane and says, hey, we don't want to stay on service because we're selling our house. Do you have an agent involved? And so that way it's a whole nother form of lead generation without even having to have that conversation. And then we do open houses. It's not as big now because of COVID. And so really we've weighed really heavily on social media, and it's really proven to be the key part.
You said you run a Facebook ad for every single listing.
Mm-hmm.
What's your budget like?
So we run not just in one local city, but we run in 3 different cities, because where we are, we're in Central California. And so for those who don't know, and so a lot of our area, because we're dirt cheap compared to the rest of the state of California, is coming from the Bay Area or LA. And so we're pulling buyers not just from local, but also from the other 2 locations as well. So we do like $20 to $30 an ad, and we get approximately anywhere between 30 and 40 leads per location.
Love it.
So
and you throw them on a drip, or how does the follow-up look there?
Yeah, so we follow up. We constantly, the minute we get it, we text them, and then we call them. If we don't get a response, then the next day we'll email them and text them. And then the next day, if we don't get a response, we text and call again. So it's just kind of a repetitive reach out. And then again, we just kind of put them into a system and get in touch with. By then, typically people are like, bro, leave me alone, or can you tell me about this house?
Yeah, love it.
Pretty easy.
So talk to me a little bit about getting them from social media, setting the appointment, and getting them off of the platform. What does that look like? Is that different from other types of leads that you've had in the past? Is there a script you use? How does that work on your end?
So it's funny because to me, I do it the same way that I would like a sign call or an open house or like an online lead. It's all the same thing. It's a super simple script, and it's LP Mama, and super simple. You can do it while you're driving, as long as you know the information about the house. That's the critical part. But realistically, you can kind of convert them. You know, they're calling or messaging about a house, right? Typically, say for instance, it's a buyer who's interested in one of our listings. Yeah, that's a great house. We just listed it. It's 123 Main Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Is that in the area that you're looking to live in? Location. Oh, yeah, that's kind of where we're wanting. What's the price? Well, while I grab that information for you, the price, because that's all they want. And so I'm going to hold that on for last. While I get that information for you, what's causing you to move into the area? You're going to find out motivation, which is A, do they need to sell a house in order to buy? Are they upsizing? Are they downsizing? What's going on? And then from there, you figure that out and you say, hey, you know, are you currently working with an agent? If they say yes, you immediately give them the price and tell them that they need to contact the agent to schedule an appointment. If they say no, fantastic, you're ready to go. So you don't give them the price though. So A is agent, and the other M is mortgage. Are you looking to finance, or are you going to be paying cash for this property? Oh, we're going to be financing. Fantastic. Have you already talked to a lender yet? No, we haven't talked to a lender yet. Fantastic. We have vendors that we can definitely refer you to if you would be open to that. Would that be okay? Yeah. Fantastic. I'm driving right now. Would it be okay if you text me your email? Because remember, they're either calling or they're online. You can have this conversation any platform. Doesn't matter. Can I have your email, and I can email them over the contact information over to you? Because at some point you have either their telephone number or their name, and eventually you'll have at least another part of information. Yeah, fantastic. If they are online or via text message or something where it's a robocall, or if it's a work number, say, great, can I have a telephone number where I can confirm in case the email kicks back? And now you have their name, their telephone number, and their email up front. And then you give them the price and say, we have this one listed at $400,000. Is that in the price range where you're wanting to be? No, I'd rather not spend that much. Okay, fantastic. Well, what we'll do, we'll get you in front of a lender. They'll be able to pre-approve you to what you want to spend. And then we can sit down right after or before you meet with the lender and set an appointment to be able to go over what your needs and wants are to find you your home. Would that be fair? And 90% of them say, yeah, not a problem. Let's go ahead and meet. Super simple, super easy. You can do it while you're driving, and it makes it so they have all the information that they need. And now you have enough information to be able to pre-qualify them. Can they buy now? Can they buy? Can they not? A lot of times they're pre-approved already and they're not working with an agent. Then you just go straight into the buyer consultation, meet with them, find out what their needs and wants are, set up showings, and get them into escrow. Super simple. Best script I ever learned. Best script I ever learned. LP Mama. Location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, and appointment.
Okay.
Super simple. Love it. It's the best thing
So
ever.
how long have you been marketing on social media?
Technically, since 2015 when I started. Now, has it been good the whole time? Heck no. It's been terrible. There's a picture of my kid going, and I said, there's no need to cry when you have me as an agent. Like, the marketing is terrible. And as long as you just do it and get it done and get it out there, people aren't gonna care. You can just get it out and get it done. People get worried about getting there and getting there and getting there. You just got to get it done. Who cares what it looks like? Give yourself 3 times. If you can't do a video, because videos are critical right now, which I am totally learning from you. If the video can't be good in 2 tries, I'm done. The 3rd one is it. I don't care. You get 3 tries. That's it. I don't care. It is what it is.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
Sometimes they're crap. It is what it is. That's why
I tell people all the time. I'm like, I can get you the likes, I can get you the follows, but you have to do the middle funnel stuff. That's your job.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then from LP Mama, once we get the appointment, or once I get the contact information, they go into the system, they get a card. As soon as I go on any appointments or have any conversations, if I have an address, I immediately send out a thank you note the minute I meet with them or the minute we talk. So they're getting a thank you note just from meeting, a handwritten note. So typically I don't write the handwritten notes. My assistant writes them and I just sign my name. Hope that doesn't go out to clients. I love you all. Anyway.
Well, so that leads me into the next question, which we had chatted a little bit about, is any generic tips you have for an agent starting to ramp up their social media presence? You know, they really want to put some effort into their social media to get some ROI. What do you have to say to them?
Realistically, the critical thing to realize is what you're good at and what you're not. I am not good at consistency on social media. It is very evident. I'm consistent at scrolling. I can go like this all day long. I mean, TikTok shows that, man, let me tell you. But I am not good about posting good content. And so to me, it wasn't worth the time and effort that I was putting into it, that I was taking that time away and from my kids, from my husband, from my business, that I could be actively pursuing contacts or nurturing relationships or something like that to convert them into an instant client or ask for referrals or what have you. And so to me, it was 100% worth it hiring a professional who sits there, who does this for a living, who watches the algorithms, when's the best time to post, how the look needs to be, what format you need to be, and blah. No, I don't have time for all that. No. So hiring somebody to do that for me was the smartest decision that I've ever made. And it's 100% worth the money. If somebody says that, oh, it's too expensive, then you don't know the value of a dollar and you don't know the value of your time. Realistically, if you break down the cost per hour, per time, how much time you spend on Facebook scrolling when you could be spending time contracting leads or contacting leads or creating contracts, it's 100% worth it. That's why I said, just send me a longer contract. I don't want the short ones. Just go get it done.
I think we just went to an indefinite contract.
I told you, it's 100% worth it. 100% worth it. I can guarantee you, these major brands treat your company like my Guthrie Real Estate is a company to me. So I have to treat my company just like Walmart does and Amazon does. Do you really think that people aren't hired on for managing the TikTok account for Walmart and Dunkin' Donuts and all of them to go through and post funny memes and comments about these other videos? No, they're specifically hired to do that. All you're doing is adding someone to your team that can do this for a living as a hired employee to better your brand. And if you're good at that, great. Go join a team and then refer the agents. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I feel that if you are going to be an agent, you need to push like hell and go through it, because right now is the best time to be in real estate. The absolute best time. It is.
Do you think agents have to be on social media to be successful?
Absolutely. In today's market, in today's world, 2020 has taught every single one of us that if you are not virtual, you are dead. The beginning of COVID in our area in California, we could not show clients homes in person. You actually had to virtually show them, or they had to buy a home sight unseen, essentially, because they couldn't physically walk through the home for the first 2 weeks of shutdown.
That's crazy.
It's insane. And so realistically, if you are not tech savvy, or if you are 100% against technology, get over it and get it done, because that is the new way. The contract literally in 2 weeks in California goes from 10 pages to 16 pages. We literally had a full conversation about it today. And so realistically, our whole world changes constantly. And so social media is what's evolving. I mean, look at where we were, 15 years ago? It was MySpace and Zanga, like full on. Everyone laughs. It's like, oh yeah, was I your top 4? Like, gotta was. Let me tell you, guarantee you, if somebody tries to sell Tom a house right now, they'd be like, oh. So realistic. And then Facebook comes along, and then the videos come along, and all of this. Look at what TikTok has done to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, have you heard the rumors about metaverse and what that's going to look like?
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole new thing I'm wrapping my head around.
Yep. So, I mean, realistically, social media is the key way and the easiest way to connect with people. It is almost like an open house without physically being there. You could be in your chones from here down. Honestly, I'm in jeans, I promise. But realistically, you could be sitting on your couch eating bonbons and connecting with someone the same way that you would at an open house, standing there from 1 to 4 every day. It's the easiest way. You can join groups from all over the world and connect them with somebody in that local area. As long as you have something in common, it doesn't matter. The easiest thing with social media is to be nice and make friends. That's literally it.
Be nice and make friends.
Super easy.
So if people want to find you, where can they find you online?
Not on TikTok. No, I'm kidding. Instagram is super popular, super easy. It's Miss.Noelle G. And my Facebook is my name, Noelle Guthrie. And then there's TikTok. It's the same logo as TikTok, Instagram.
We won't. We'll
I hate putting that one out.
Wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And I will chat with you soon. Okay. Send me your new listing.
No, I will. All right. Bye.
All right, bye.